Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be doing this easy bronzy look that you are definitely going to fall in love with. So we are going to start off with a moisturized face that is very crucial when applying your makeup. And then we're going to move on with the primer, and in this case I'm going to be using the Milani Prime Light Primer, and I'm just going to be applying it with my hands. And as you can see, I'm not rubbing it in, I'm just patting it. Moving on with foundation, I'm going to be using the IPKN Moist and Firm BB Cream and the Dior Forever Foundation in the shade 020, and I'm just going to be applying it with my Morphe Y6 brush and then going in with a beauty blender just to make sure that everything is completely blended. For concealer, I'm going to be using the NYX HD Concealer in the shade CW04 and the Maybelline Fit Me Concealer in the shade 20. I'm going to be mixing them both and then just blending everything in with my beauty blender. And then all over my lid, because that's going to work as an eyeshadow primer as well. I also want to highlight our chin, the cupid's bow, the bridge of the nose, and the forehead. And I'm just going to blend it in with the beauty blender. For my nose, I like to pinch the beauty blender so the surface is not that big, that I can blend in the concealer a little bit more precisely. To set everything, I'm going to be using the Airspun Loose Face Powder in Naturally Neutral. And again, using the same beauty blender, making sure that it's still damped. And I'm just going to be patting all of that powder on all of the areas where we applied the concealer, just to make sure that everything is completely set. Again, pinching a little bit more of that beauty blender with the powder and just putting it on the area that we really want. To set my whole face, I'm going to be using the Maybelline Superstay Better Skin Powder in the shade 30. And I'm going to be working it in with the Luxie 514 brush. As you can see, I'm patting it on all of the areas where I did not apply the concealer or the Airspun loose powder. For bronzer, I'm going to be using the MAC Mineralize Skinfinish Natural in the shade Dark. And I'm going to be applying it with the Morphe R2 brush. And as you can see, I'm just applying it on my cheeks, a little bit on my forehead. And I like to apply it on my jawline and chin as well. And for blush, we're going to be using the Lancome Blush Subtle in sheer Amourose, if I'm not mistaken. It's a very difficult name, okay? And I'm gonna be using the Luxie 660 Precision Foundation brush. Once we have those rosy cheeks, I'm gonna be moving on with the Morphe M438 brush and just making sure that all of the excess powder is being removed from our face. For highlight, I'm gonna be using the Stylist Starlight Star Bright Highlighting Palette, and I'm gonna be using Kitten and Bronze, which are the latest two shades in the palette, with a Morphe M510 brush. I like to apply my highlight on my cheekbones, my cupid's bow, a little bit on my chin, above my eyebrows, and on my nose. But for my nose, I like to use a little smaller brush, just a regular blending eyeshadow brush, and that will just work fine. Moving on to the eyes, I'm going to be using the Anastasia Beverly Hills Modern Renaissance palette, and I'm going to be using the shade Tempera with a Morphe E13 brush, and I'm just going to apply that all over my lid. And then we're going to be using the LOC One and Done Shadow Stick in the shade Out of Your Shell, and I'm just going to apply that on my lid, and then I'm just going to blend it in with my finger. That works perfect. Once we have it blended the way we like it, I'm going to move on with Raw Sienna from the palette that we were using earlier, and with the Wet n Wild blending brush, and just going to apply it all over my crease. I want to intensify that color a little bit, and I want to make sure that our outer V is more defined. And then I'm going to use Primavera with a Morphe E13 brush, and I'm just going to apply that on my brow bone so that we have that highlight over there as well. Moving on, I'm going to use the Morphe M506 brush with the same Raw Sienna, and I'm just going to apply that all over my lower lash line. For mascara, I'm going to be using the Benefit Roller Lash, and I'm just going to give myself a good coat because we're not going to be using any lashes today. and our bottom lashes as well. For brows, I'm going to be using the Milani Stay Put Brow Color in the shade 04. With the same brush that it comes with, I'm just going to fill in my brows, and then once I'm comfortable and happy with how they look, I'm going to just use the L'Oreal Brow Stylist Plumper in the shade medium to dark, because that's really going to make sure that our brows stay in place and they don't move, which is very important. Since we didn't do that much to our nose, I'm gonna use the Tarteist Pro Glow from Tarte in the shade Sculpt with a Sephora creased blending brush, and just making sure that our nose looks a little bit more sculpted. And since we cannot leave our lips out of this equation, we're gonna be using the MAC World Lip Pencil, and I'm just gonna outline my lips with this, and then I'm gonna use the Rimmel Lip Pencil in the shade 049 Natural, and I'm gonna fill in all of my lips. And just to top that up, I'm gonna be using the Morphe Cream Lip Polish in the shade Faithful. Last thing we need is the setting spray from Wet n Wild. This is the Photo Focus. And you are good to go. Thank you so much for watching, you guys. Don't forget to subscribe and like this video. Share it with your friends and family, why not? And I'll see you on the next one.